Azeroth with
Attitude. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode. What is wrong with me? Okay, sorry.
She's hungry. She said, "Give me the appetizer, mama."
Okay. Episode. Okay. Stop. I can't look at you.
I might include this in the episode.
No. You can. I think it would be funny. Okay. I need to.
Sorry, I'm being stupid. Okay, I'll be straight for once.
Okay. Now I'm all giggly. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Azeroth with Attitude. My name is Atamia.
And I'm 8-Bit Dylan.
And today we're going to talk about everything pre-patch. So all the thoughts on pre-patch, the housing endeavors, the UI changes, and all the other things going on in the World of Warcraft universe right now.
Yeah, because we got some rumors and speculation also to uncover. We're putting our investigator hats on and we're digging deep, okay?
Are you a Reddit girl?
Hell no.
Okay, me neither. Me neither.
I will say though, I do use Reddit, but it's mostly just to kill time. Like if I'm in between something, I'm like, all right, let's just log in and see. And because I consume so much World of Warcraft content, it always surfaces the World of Warcraft Reddit to me.
Okay.
And it's usually, no shade, but all shade to my Redditor girlies. It is some of the coldest takes it's truly like two chihuahuas yapping at each other, and because it's like they all agree with each other on the Reddit. So when they post like, here's a hot take, I hate this newest pre-patch, I'm like, girl, you're preaching to the choir. Wow. Everyone on the Reddit fucking hates it. So
especially in the WoW community, you'll always find people to hate on things with you. Always. Girl, I could talk about this for hours. Yeah. But I'm not a Reddit girl either. I'm not a forum girl either. I don't even have a Reddit account. Oh. The only time I'll end up on Reddit is if I look something up and then there's a Reddit thread and then I never understand like how it works. And I'm like, okay, where's the answer? Like I'm just not, and I'm kind of happy about it because I know that there's like Drag Race threads, World of Warcraft threads, and I know that usually to me at least, it looks like it's more negative than it is positive. But I'm asking you because all of these like, speculations and stuff, a lot of them are like happening on Reddit.
Yeah.
And I'm usually like the last person to find out. But yeah, TikTok is my Reddit, I guess.
Okay.
All my information comes from TikTok, which is great, right? Whenever I'm like, I read somewhere, you best believe I've seen a TikTok. I've not read anything.
And I live for that. And I love that you said, I'm going to put a view in the pockets of the influencers working their ass off to summarize these Reddit posts.
Period.
I do have a funny story about Reddit, and it is attached to Blizzard. So
yes, tell me about
my original Reddit account is actually banned. So if you work for Reddit, you didn't hear this, that I have another Reddit account. I would never ban Evade, ever, on Reddit. But I got banned.
Why were you? Oh, okay.
Because my original username was 8-Bit Homo. And I had that account for years on Reddit. And the only post I ever made on like actual posts, like I would reply to people sometimes, but the actual post was I made a post about why LGBTQIA+ representation in Overwatch is important. And
that sounds good to me.
Yeah, it was a great post. And it was more so like, it was just talking about that. But the comments were so disgusting in that Reddit thread that a bunch of people must have reported my username and I got banned. So for years, I didn't have a Reddit account. And recently, I know, there might be another account that I don't reply. I just do it just to view. I would never ban Evade. And yeah, I just think it's
banned for a good reason though. That's so unfair. That was a hate campaign.
I know, and there was no way for me to I couldn't dispute the moderation. I was like, all right, whatever. I guess I just lost that account. So Blizzard, if you're listening, just kidding. I love your games. So,
but I think Overwatch is pretty gay. Let's be real.
oh,
Overwatch is
tell
for the
me a
girls what the
straight
gays
man
and
in
the boys.
Overwatch. Point
No,
them. Point them
literally,
out.
literally.
If there is a straight man, so sorry, Frogger. If there is a straight man playing Overwatch, I would like to meet them because I will clock their tea and I'll just be like, you know what? When was the
Rude.
last time you went on a date with a woman? Just kidding. Just kidding. There are straight people that play Overwatch.
For legal reasons, that was a joke.
That for legal reasons, that was a joke. So pre-patch, it
Yes.
it finally sort of arrived because we're at the timing of us filming this, the story elements of the pre-patch aren't coming until next week. So we're not going to be covering it in this podcast. This is more so talking about like the UI changes, the housing endeavors, the transmog changes, etc. that came with this. So before we get into the details of it, how do you feel about this nothing burger of a pre-patch that came out?
Gag, gag the girls. Well, so like I was obviously very excited about it, but then I like sat down and I was like, what am I actually excited about? The loading screen changing, the launcher changing, the new talents coming, the UI updates, but that's like not actual content, right?
Yeah.
And I guess I was like excited. I was kind of excited about the endeavors because I did really look forward to that. I thought that was gonna come in midnight, so I was really excited about that. And actually, what I was also excited about is the exteriors, the new exteriors, like the night elf and the blood elf exterior. So that was cool. But I remember, so like I went to work that day and I knew I was gonna play by nighttime. And so
Yeah.
I was on Discord and on social media and people were tweeting about it and like talking about it. And everybody was just complaining about the transmog system. Everyone was complaining. But like but I like kind of ignored that. I take that like with a grain of salt because World of
Yeah.
Warcraft players, even in my own community, people constantly complain. And sometimes the complaints are valid. I'm not trying to be someone that's like, fake like positivity, like, oh my God, no, everything's great. No, I get it. Like criticism is valid, but people will already go into things when it comes to World of Warcraft thinking it's going to be negative. Sometimes at least it gives me that feeling,
Girl.
And I'm
It's
just
so
like,
true.
girl, okay, let me look at this myself. Then I streamed and then I got into it. And to be honest, I didn't really get into everything into detail because when I stream, I'm mainly yapping and I'm distracted and things are going on. I'm being chaotic. So I wasn't like, there with like, looking at it with but I did look at the transmog system. Yes, it's buggy. Yes, it's a little weird. And I agree, but I feel like it's just something that we're just gonna have to get used to, and like we're gonna love it ultimately. I do think it's nice that the UI is bigger and everything. The situation system for Optina, it's not working.
Wait,
It's
what's the
not
situation
working.
system?
The situation system is the one where you can bind an outfit to a specific situation.
Oh,
So
yeah,
let's
that.
say you
Yeah.
want this outfit to show when you're flying. You want your thong outfit to show when you're fighting bosses, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not working. It's kind of working, but it's bugging out. And then the funniest thing, it will remove your transmog, which means all of the items you're wearing will show up in their original form. And it's like it's so funny that people complain about this because I'm like, that used to be World of Warcraft. In
Yeah.
classic, you were running around like a chicken girl, like you looked crazy, and it was normal because there wasn't any transmog. So it's funny that people complain about that because that's literally like raw World of Warcraft. Like that's what it used to be like. Um, and I think it's funny. Like I don't think it's that serious. I don't know. People are always like, "Oh my God," and like my outfits are gone. They're not gone. They're still there. Like the custom saved outfits
Yeah.
are still there. They're just not saved to an outfit slot. But in general, I was excited about that. And then the UI changes, I played around with it yesterday. I finally had the time to actually give it like, a look and like really look into it. And I am I'm positively surprised. I don't think it's bad. I really don't think it's
Girl,
bad.
I am right there with you. Maybe I'm not seeing something. Um I now I get the transmog of it all. I get people complaining about it because it is now technically more expensive to transmog. If you were I was the kind of
Yes.
transmogger also who would like randomly change one piece here and there.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
that is more expensive. Like It went from like costing like I think it's like 50 gold to now 200 gold to like change
Yeah.
one slot.
But they're nerfing that already. They just
They're
announced it. Like,
exactly.
yeah.
They're already nerfing that, and plus everyone gets one free transmog soon
Yeah.
to get back to their original outfit that they wanted, which I think is great.
Which this is good, yeah.
Which is really good. I think what people forget about is how quick you get gold in World of Warcraft. Like, I'm of the mindset that the economy is already kind of in shambles, like the in-game economy, because you can
Mm-hmm.
get gold in like crazy fast. You can kill like a
Mm.
dungeon boss and get like 500 to 1,000 gold from
Mm.
or like doing like a full raid or a dungeon or something like that.
Damn, is it really that much?
It's a
That's a
lot. Like
lot.
you're getting gold on a pretty regular cadence. It's not 500. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you are getting gold like at a
Yeah.
pretty regular cadence.
Passively, just by playing the game. Yeah.
Yeah. And there needs to be some way for you to spend this gold, because what people were doing previously was just kind of hoarding gold and then spending
Mm.
on WoW tokens. And
Mm.
I think if I'm Blizzard, it's a two-sided sword here. On one hand, it's great to have more people adding more WoW tokens into the community, thus more money is being generated. But I think they also want people buying subscriptions. So instead of upping the price of a WoW token, they said, let's give you more options on what to spend your gold on. That way you are depleting your gold pool. Thus, you're playing the game more to try to get more gold to buy those items, which is kind of what housing's there for.
Exactly. I don't think there's a problem with that,
Yeah, I
honestly.
don't either. I didn't really dive into the UI changes, but from what I saw, it was nothing to write home about. Like in terms of like it being bad. I think some of these
Mm.
people are insane. But I've seen like some insane debates. Like, this is the end of WoW. And I'm like, Diva, there are like 50 other things you could have said that about. This is not one of them.
That every single time they do something, remember when they introduced ducks to World of Warcraft? I'm sure people even back then said, oh my God, it's the end of World of Warcraft because they're getting ducks. Because like World of Warcraft was known that there was no ducks ever. And randomly in Dragonflight, I think they introduced ducks
Yeah.
in the wildlife. And I'm sure even back then, when the post went live, somebody was like, it's the end of World of Warcraft. Like, it's always like that.
They said, I do not agree with this agenda. We do not need ducks in World of Warcraft, mama.
We do not need ducking ducks. Yeah, no, absolutely.
They said, Donald Duck, it's on site.
It's on site, bitch. Yeah, yeah.
I have heard that healing is a bit more difficult with this. I guess we can get into like the class changes of it all.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So, but
Yeah.
but just one more thing about the UI. I
Yeah.
personally feel like, so if we were able to make our UI so uniquely specific, catered to like what we need with add-ons, and I understand that at first it is frustrating. You do not have this many options anymore.
Yeah.
However, we got so like lazy and so used to for weak auras and some of these add-ons to play the game for us, that now when they introduce all of these like good stuff, like I personally think the nameplates are so nice. That cooldown manager
Yes.
is so cool. It looks clean. It looks like a part of the UI. I was someone that always hated add-ons that changed the original look of World of Warcraft. I always wanted it to look as I wanted it to look like it's actually part of the game. And I think that's what we're
I
finally
agree.
getting. And yes, some of it is not going to be there right away, but also some of it you're just going to have to let go and focus on the game and maybe use your brain a little bit, Diva. Like, it's not that bad, you
It's
know?
time to take the
Like,
diapers off. WoW community, it's
it's
time to take
time.
the fucking diapers
It's
off.
time to maybe look at that interrupt instead of like something telling you interrupt, you know, like let's say it as an opportunity to maybe make the gameplay feel a little bit more challenging, because people always love that. People always love when things get a little more challenging and they get to like, you know, really test their limits. Let's see it that way. I'm personally really excited to see how the new dungeons are going to be like,
Yep.
and I'm very very excited that I get to log into a new patch and my game isn't broken because of all my add-ons and stuff, like, and then I feel like I have to, you know, raw dog World of Warcraft without add-ons, you know.
Because,
Sorry.
I
But
mean,
like
You
like
know,
I personally only see wins. And especially if you're casual and you haven't used any add-ons that are combat related, this is just a win for you. This is just a clear win.
yep. I I fully agree with you. I think the thing that is really interesting about this pre-patch, and it's not a perfect pre-patch. There is definitely bugginess, there's glitchiness. I do
Of
think
course.
that this feels a bit rushed. There because of how glitchy certain elements of this pre-patch
Mm,
are.
mhm.
There's like we'll get into the housing endeavors because I think those are a little bit glitchy,
Mm,
but
yeah.
the idea behind this pre-patch I think is so healthy for the lifetime of World of Warcraft. They are
Mhm.
noticing how bloated retail has become. There's as I know people are
Literally.
like, "Oh my god, I have so many less spells." There needed to be a clipping of so many of these spells. So many of them had like one-time uses for very unique scenarios. And if you're a new player to World of Warcraft, because let's be real, World of Warcraft needs new players. If they ever want to grow and expand and make more money, WoW's in a great place right now. They've got like millions and millions and millions of subscribers. But if you want to continue to grow, you need to cater to new players. And if I am watching Twitch streams and all these YouTube videos about WoW and becoming very overwhelmed whenever I see a raid or a dungeon because there's like all these add-ons and things are
It is
yelling at me and it's like insane,
crazy.
that is not an exciting experience for a new player. So I get them being like,
No.
let's cut this bullshit. Let's make being a healer, and I still think they have a lot of work to do. They need to make being a healer easier, yet also challenging enough to where I feel like I'm getting better at it. Same with tanking. Tanking
Yes. Very
is
good point. Yeah.
so scary. Like if you
It
try
is.
tanking right now, well, I think now it might be a little bit easier because I think they've talked about, aren't they doing like a pathing to teach tanks how to
Yes,
path?
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah,
They're doing, which I love. That makes me so happy. What a cool idea. I would have never thought of anything like that. I think it's a
yeah,
genius idea for like low keys. They give you a pathing. So baby tanks don't have to be scared about the route because people will call you out about the route
yeah,
no matter how, even if you say, sorry guys, I'm new, so give me some patience, they will still complain. So World of Warcraft,
yeah,
I mean, in a lot of games people get really sweaty and really mean to new players, but especially in World of Warcraft I think it's so scary to be a tank because all eyes are on you.
yep,
And but we need them. We're constantly complaining about, as someone that does a lot of Mythic Plus and raiding, we were always waiting for tanks and it's frustrating. It's so frustrating. This is why like I treasure my little pocket tank divas in my community, and I'm like, hey, I do some keys, and I'm always like, oh my god, you look so good today, oh my
yeah.
god,
You're all
like,
like,
you want to be nice to
uh,
your tanks
yeah. We
because
we bring back Dom Daddies in World of Warcraft is what we're basically saying. Dom Daddy
yeah.
tanks. Our
Sure.
art's face of like, yeah. We need our
Work.
where are our short king tanks and our Dom Daddy tanks because
Mm,
that's the platform that we're actually standing
yeah.
on.
Me and you with a sign in front of Blizzard HQ.
In our crop tops, bring back Dom Daddy
Bring
tanks.
back Dom Daddy. Bring back short king tanks. Uh,
Nothing
They'll be
is
like, yeah, Diva, you're so right.
nothing is
Uh,
crazier than seeing like a gnome warrior tank or
Love.
uh like
Love
yeah,
it.
or just like a brewmaster Volpera tank. I'm like, yes, girl, you tank those hits, Miss Volpera.
Like, just think about like just the fantasy. I know it's a game, but think about the fantasy of like a tiny little gnome with a huge mustache rolling up to this like titan boss. I just imagine when he kicks him, it just makes like a squeaky noise, like a toy for a pet, like you know, like but I love it. It's so funny, and World of Warcraft is inherently very goofy, which a lot of people don't agree with, but I think World of Warcraft is
Yeah,
very,
very
very
goofy.
goofy, and I think it's great. But yeah, what were we talking about? Yeah, class changes. I also
Class
wanted to say
changes.
something about that. Class changes. I was someone that was very worried about that,
Yeah, you were.
and I am a little, so like I agree with what you're saying, but at the same time I am a little like I'm still not I'm like 50-50 on it because I'm an alcoholic, so I play a lot of classes, and I try to play as many of them in Mythic Plus. So I try to get my 3K score.
Yeah.
I'm not like super sweaty, but I like to play endgame, and I really love when I start a class and I'm overwhelmed, and then I sort of master it, and then it almost feels like I don't know, like it feels like you're rolling a car and it's going really slowly, and all of a sudden you just have to give it a little push and it goes really far. I can't really like it just feels really soothing to my brain that I finally start to understand the mechanic of this complicated class, and then it feels like I'm actually like powerful in the game. However, now they've did so that especially like I can only talk about my classes that I play, which is World of Warcraft and Mage. What? Which is Warlock, not World of Warcraft, which is Warlock and Mage. Um and priest and stuff. So priest feels okay, but it actually feels really cool. So the priest is amazing. There's like a huge tentacle, love it. Um
Whoa.
yeah.
Where does it go?
But huh?
Where does it go?
It like comes out of the ground and it's like huge, and then it slaps you across the face and puts dots on you.
Oh.
Do with that what you want. um and Now I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
The big tentacle.
The tentacle of it all.
The big tentacle. I'm like, wait, hold on. Buffering. My brain's buffering. Right. So yeah. So they've they've like tuned Warlock and Mage, and there's a lot less buttons. Mage feels like I'm just casting Frostbolt, and right now it feels a little bit like classic Mage again, which I'm not obsessed. And then and then Warlock feels like I don't know. It just feels like there's a lot more filler spells being cast now, which I always think is a little boring. But maybe when the content actually gets more challenging, it'll feel better. But right now, I'm a little like, oof, I don't know. Because the fun for me with
Yeah.
these classes is to figure out the complexity over time. And right now, it feels really simple to play. Obviously, a win for some people, a bit of a loss for other people,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
that's just the issue with having a game that caters to so many different types of gamers.
I'm curious. For Frost Mage, what is your the dual specialization that you chose?
Frostfire. I'm one of
I
those divas. I will choose the one
no,
that's the best.
I love the Frost Mage changes personally. And here's
Yeah.
why. I'll tell you why. I'm also Frostfire. That is the only class that I really tried here. And
Mhm.
for me, I feel like I'm casting Frostbolt less than I was
Really?
before because I now maybe it's just like the class fantasy of it all. There are so many other spells that are feeding into my glacial spike that I find myself only casting Frostbolt when everything else is on a cooldown. So
Mhm.
I have like Blizzard I can throw out, and then I have my Frost Orb I can throw out. I have Frost Beam. I feel like I'm using Frost Beam way more than I'm using Frost Bolt
Yeah,
because,
it's the cooldown, right?
yeah,
Cooldown.
and
Yeah.
Frost Beam then sinks into the fire spell, like the comet spell. So when you
Mhm.
frost beam, then a comet comes down and
It
blazes
does
the,
look really, really cool.
and
Yeah.
then you have like the swirling, twirling magic that comes out of your hands as you use, I forgot the name of the spell, but it like is the intertwined ice and fire.
I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The like swirly thing. That's really visually it looks really
Visually it
cool.
looks cool. I think the one caveat that I have with Frost Mage, and for me personally, I'm enjoying playing Frost Mage more than I was before this change. But I also
Mhm.
is not like a in-depth Mythic Plus Frost Mage player like you were. So I'm sure you have a much more detailed, in-depth knowledge of Frost Mage than I do. For me, the only thing that I would love to see more is when I'm casting these frost spells, there's like so many UI indicators. Like there's like these frost things on the side of my screen and then the frost thing on the top of
Mm,
my screen. And I don't
yeah.
understand what any of that means because it's
Yeah.
not been like taught to me.
It's like the procs and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would love maybe more UI visualization Because basically at this point I'm casting spells and then just pushing the button that glows. And
Mm,
I think I would like something on screen more to tell me like why things are happening and what's happening.
mm.
That's like more of the casual nature in me. I think it
Yeah,
would,
but that makes sense. That makes sense.
because I think that would teach me how to play the class a bit better in higher tier dungeons and raids.
Yeah.
But overall, I have enjoyed it. I do want to try other classes because I do have like a level 80 in almost all classes. So I would like to like
Mhm.
just go in and see how they play compared to
Mhm.
what they were. I've heard that like there are a few classes that are really struggling right now. Like I've heard feral druids, they lost a
Ugh,
lot of
they're
their,
known to struggle forever. They've
yeah.
been struggling forever, girl.
And
They're in a
apparently
Kia asylum.
Miss Kitty Cat is back outside. She's not being let into the
Mm.
house.
Yeah.
They've lost a lot of their utility.
Yeah.
So I'll play around with it. I'll play around with some other classes.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm just not I'm not used to it yet. So I love, like, for example, all the, like, you could reset your frost orb, and then you would have like 5 frost orbs floating around you if you have like a lot of
Yeah,
procs. It was very like reactive and stuff, and now it's a little more like streamlined in a way, the way
it
you
is
use your
streamlined.
spells. However, but I'm still, like I said, you can't really test it out that well right now because the content isn't out yet, and the
Yeah.
new dungeons, I'm hoping that the new dungeons and new plus things are going to be like adjusted to, all the changes to these classes. So like and also like like the mechanics can't be as complicated anymore if they're not going to let us, have all these weak auras that solve these issues for us. So
Yep.
I'm really excited to see how it's going to be. Like, maybe it'll be perfect, maybe it'll be, and I'm positive about it. I feel like they know what they're doing. They want to try this, and the game needs to evolve, and things can't always stay the same. If Frostmage would stay the same every single expansion, I'd also complain. So like, I get it. I'm trying to stay positive about it, and I'm gonna, I am excited to be pleasantly surprised.
It's it's wild that you say that though, because I heard a rumor that Blizzard loves to kick children and
Oh,
they hate pets and animals. So I get it. All the hate to Blizzard, like they're foul.
yeah,
They kick
yeah,
children,
yeah.
and
For legal reasons, that was a joke.
that was a joke. That was a joke. So wait, okay, we got to get into the housing endeavors of it all, though. The housing endeavors,
Yes.
because
um.
that was the thing I was probably looking forward to the most.
Mhm.
And for me, I am disappointed with
Ooh.
the execution of it all. I do think they could make some changes to make it a bit more fun,
Mm.
because right now it feels like a rep grind from hell, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But the reputation that you're grinding is just like like your neighborhood reputation.
I agree. Yeah.
And the tasks that you do are just like not fun. They're
Mhm.
and you're like, okay, I believe me. Give me the mopping the floors and getting rid of the cobwebs fantasy of it all. I think that's cute. I think
I
that's a
also think that's cute. Yeah.
I actually really love that approach. Give me more things to do like that in my town. I think I like doing those things in my town because it does make
Mm.
me feel like I'm bettering the neighborhood.
Mhm.
And I do like the idea of going back to older zones and older expansions
Yeah.
and doing missions in those specific zones to
Mhm.
earn housing experience. The issue I have with it is, for my neighborhood, I have Mechagon.
Mm.
Like there's a bunch of ugly little mechanomes walking around
Wait,
my
why'd you pick
village.
Mechagon?
No, it I know. I don't know why it randomly gave me Mechagon. And I'm like, out of all the expansions, out of all the
Uh,
things, you chose Mechanomes? Anyway,
Girl.
and now
Chop.
I got these ugly little things walking around my village for like a week. So you go to Mechagon, and what I was hoping is I thought it would be really cool if there were specific Endeavor quests to do in those zones. More, at least. More things to do that are specific to Endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, when I go to Mechagon, I'm expected to do like the normal daily quests that are in Mechagon and do the same dungeon. I'm killing King Mechagon. I'm hunting rares in Mechagon. I'm building construction projects in Mechagon. And I'm like, this feels so lazy to me. It was like, all right, Diva, we're going to send you to Mechagon and you're just going to do the things you could have done in Mechagon for the last 6 years since Mechagon
Yeah.
has been in existence.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's better with other different neighborhood endeavors. I'm very let down by Mechagon.
Mm-hmm.
It has been fun. Don't get me wrong. Going back to this old zone, I am doing the quests in these areas, the dailies. It's been fun. It's all right. But I'm just like getting so many bloated items in my inventory I don't need.
Mm,
I can't use
I
any of
agree.
the gear that I'm getting from
Especially
the
Mechagon
zone.
is so bad for that. Mechagon has so much trash in your
I'm
bags.
getting like, yeah, all these spare parts and bolts and
Yeah. Oh
like
God. Oh God. Okay.
cards. I went from having, not even joking, on stream, I had 100 free slots in my bag after doing 5 daily quests and hunting 3 rares. Every single slot in my bag was filled with garbage.
Wow.
It was insane how much just bloated garbage is just being thrown
Mm,
into my bag. So
yeah.
outside of that, and obviously like XP of it all, I know they're fixing that.
Hmm.
That's been my experience with housing endeavors. I'm curious about you.
Yeah. I was also a little disappointed at first. So when I saw the options, I got really excited
Same.
because I have been talking about on stream. I talked about how I don't actually want to work in corporate, and if I had like all the money, I would just open up a little coffee shop, and it would maybe be a little World of Warcraft themed, and it
Yes.
would be like cute. Like, I mean, this is an IRL thing. And then we were like, wait, why don't we build that in the neighborhood? Why don't I make like a coffee at arts in World of Warcraft? And then literally 2 days later, the endeavors show up, and one of the endeavors is all about coffee.
Yeah,
And
I
we I was
saw.
we were so shocked, like my entire chat went off. And so it has like coffee mugs, coffee beans, coffee machines, everything you would need to make a coffee shop, literally, as if someone heard me.
That's so cool.
And then obviously I picked those, but the Kunlai Summit, girl, boring. Like there's just nothing going on. Like you go there and like you murder these like hosens or whatever they're called, and you pick up like these berries, and then you like that. I like giving people coffee to like wake them up. That's like a really cute task, but it feels very like tedious to do. It's not really engaging. It's not fun. I like the in the neighborhood stuff. That is like okay, like cleaning it up and like like I said, serving coffee. Um, but everything you have to do in Kunlai Summit is so boring to me, and I don't care
Yeah.
for it. And then the quests are like collect 100 herbs and ores from Kunlai Summit. So I had to, on my new character Bella Hadid, a paladin, I had to go to a Pandaria zone to look up where the like herbalism vendor is, and then go there and learn herbalism and like mining, then to just like fly around Pandaria and collect them to maybe get like 20 tickets to then buy something. I'm just like, I don't like this. And then it progresses really, really slow. Like the
Oh
endeavor
my
just so slow.
god.
So like I was asking actually in my community Discord, I was like, so what if you have like a tiny little private neighborhood and it's like 5 or 6 people? Are you just gonna have to have everyone lock in 8 hours a day to do this? Compared to like a neighborhood that is filled with like 60 people. I don't understand how that's balanced. I hope it is balanced.
They
Um,
they
but
did
then but then people would start min-maxing and be like, oh, you can only have 10 people in this neighborhood because that's the way to progress the endeavor the quickest way, you know? I
yeah,
don't understand how it
they
works.
did say that it's not working as intended right now.
Oh, okay.
So it's supposed to scale based off the number of active players in a neighborhood.
Ah, okay.
I think the issue is, and this is me just guessing, that people are probably logging in to World of Warcraft, thus being counted as an active player, but they're not actively doing endeavors. So it is not
Yes.
scaling the way it's supposed to. Because, like, right now, I'm in like a public neighborhood
Yeah.
and we've made some progress. Like, there are some of us that are doing the endeavor quests, but a large chunk of us aren't. So we
Mm.
know there's no way we're going to be able to finish this like full neighborhood bar, which is shouldn't be the case because we are regularly doing housing endeavors. Like the
Yeah.
activity feed is constantly being filled with like people doing these
Yeah.
quests, and we're like
Yeah.
getting this much XP each time. Um,
It feels very like tedious
yeah, it
to
feels like a
do
rep
it
grind
like
from
that.
hell. Like,
Yeah, it really does. And I understand. I looked at that when I gave the tasks actually like a proper look. I also realized, you can also do dungeons, you can do
yeah,
raids, you can do other stuff that isn't necessarily tied to neighborhood activities, and I think that's good
I
because
agree.
there's a lot of like I think it should be handled personally. I think it would be great if they handle it like the trading post. The trading post, you can lock in on the trading post and get it done in a day, but you
Yep.
can also just play the game. And if you play the game regularly, no matter how you want to play it, if you play PvP, PvE, whatever, you're gonna get that goal. Like it's not gonna take you that long, just passively by playing. So I think it would be good if they would do that because then people that don't really care about housing, but I have a bunch of people in my neighborhood like that just don't care about housing. They're in there to have their name show up, but they don't care about it. They're not gonna be there. I'll never get them to, you know, pick up stones from the floor in my neighborhood
Yeah.
but if they can do dungeons and do what they like and still progress, I think it's good. So I think they should first of all make like cut it in half. It's way too much.
It's way too
What's the
much.
point of restricting it? Like there's the core that you can buy endlessly, and then the one that we really want, like these coffee mugs. I want to have 50 coffee mugs, but there are like 5 of these tickets. So it's a big grind. And I
Yeah.
don't like that. I don't want it to be gate kept like that. Just don't do it. I don't think that there's any point. And so just cut down on that. And I think it's gonna be a good system. I am genuinely
Yeah.
excited about it.
The update that I would love to see, and this is again me with a story brain, I think this is a key opportunity for some of these older zones to kind of have their timeline updated to present day World of Warcraft. Because obviously, you go back to these older zones, and then in these older zones, you're experiencing the story of what they were back then. Like in Mechagon, you're fighting, you're still fighting King Mechagon, even though that happened decades ago in the timeline.
Mm,
I think it'd be really fun if each of these zones that you're entering into was like an instance. So if I'm entering as the housing endeavor,
ooh.
I'm seeing what this zone would look like in present day. So maybe
Yeah.
some of the mobs change. I know this is a large task and I know this would never happen, but like I would love to see what modern day Mechagon looks like now. Like it probably
Mm,
still looks the same, but like the quests that I get there are updated for the current present
mhm,
timeline. Some with like Kunlai Summit. What is Kunlai Summit up to now?
mhm.
Has is the Hosen crisis gotten worse? Is it gotten better? And this could be like their way of telling stories in zones that they can't dedicate an entire expansion to. That's asking a lot, but I
Yeah.
think it could be fun to play around with that because I was very disappointed just going into Mechagon and being like, babes, I could have just gone and done this already. Like, I don't need to, like, also, this is a huge issue that I have. Uh, I'm playing as a horde character in an alliance neighborhood.
Mhm.
There is no way for me to teleport to the alliance neighborhood unless I use my housing Hearthstone. Every
Oh.
portal that I'm given is to the horde neighborhood. So when I go to like Mechagon and I do some quests, the only portal that's available to me is to go to my horde neighborhood where I currently don't have a house.
Mm,
And
yeah.
I get from like probably programming wise, it's just easier. Like their horde, give them the horde neighborhood. it sucks for me because then I have to wait this long time period before I can go back to my house to then
Mhm.
go redeem my coupons.
Yeah.
So I just wish that there was some change
That's
there.
true. That's a good point. I didn't even think of that. I mean, I just instantly just logged on to character that created the guild neighborhood. But you're right. If I wanted to do that on my mage, it would be frustrating. Yeah, it's like I said, it's very, there's a lot they can do with it. It's definitely expandable. There's definitely a lot of things they can fix, but you know, it's a first time, so
Yeah.
I think we should all give them also some grace. Like was just introduced. They
Yeah.
seem to be really, really open to
And
feedback, especially about
yeah.
housing.
And it's also the best housing system still in any MMORPG.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Any
Like,
MMORPG.
don't like confuse this with us like shitting on it. It
Yeah.
really isn't that. It's just a suggestion what could make it even better. But in
Yeah.
general, the housing system is incredible. I still see like builds that absolutely gag me. Like that I'm
Yeah.
genuinely like, I cannot comprehend how this diva even made this. Like I genuinely like absolutely insane the creativity that's been shown in the housing community, and I thought it would fall off, but it keeps showing up. It's absolutely
Yeah.
insane. Shout out to Anaya, my favorite like housing content creator. She is incredible.
Oh my
Just
God.
wanted to
I
say
have
that.
been living for all the housing content on my For You page.
Yeah,
I
same.
love it. It feeds me. Please keep doing it. I've also been seeing some simmers from the Sims community hop into World of Warcraft.
That
Uh,
makes me so
yes,
happy.
shout out to my girl Troy. She is like a dedicated Sims creator that play has been playing WoW for a long ass time. And I was like, girl, just start making WoW content. Like, dude,
Yeah.
people would watch.
Wait,
Simmers,
I need to give her a follow. I need to look her up after
yeah,
the podcast.
I'll give you her deets after. But I was just like living for her.
Yeah.
So I want to get into the rumors, the speculation,
Okay,
the gossip,
okay.
the tea,
All
the
right.
tea.
Period. Let's get into it.
So obviously we know this. The first thing is the Northrend remake, rework that they're been talking about for a long time.
Mhm.
What do you think? We can just go really quick, and then we're going to get into the rumored specializations that could be coming in future
Mm.
patches.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
how do you feel about a Northrend remake? How do you feel about a twink coming in and
Ah!
interior decorating all of Northrend?
Because that's how it's gonna work. The
That's how it's
Fab
going to
Five are
work.
gonna show up, and I'm gonna be like, "Diva, what is
They're
this?"
going to be like,
Um,
I'm ready.
um, I knew about Northland being remade since they announced the trilogy, and I love I love the idea of them recreating the old world. I think it's so cool, so cool. Like, look at everyone being so excited about like Call of the Lost being remade
Yeah.
and updated to current times. I just personally don't care about Northrend. I'm so sorry to all the divas that love Northrend. I understand that it's probably very nostalgic to most people. I know people in my community that will hate me for saying this, but I genuinely like. I don't care about Northrend. I would have preferred the Eastern Kingdoms, Kalimdor.
Agreed.
However, it is what it is. I'm still excited about it. I'm still excited to see what Northrend's going to look like, but I personally don't even know what it looks like right now because I didn't spend a lot of time in that zone. Like
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've flown around it, and like I remember like collecting candy basket for the Halloween event where you have to like fly around to all the inns. Like I've seen it like that.
Yeah.
I've seen the throws in front. I've seen Ice Crown. I've seen Dalaran, but and like obviously like that like zone that everyone loves with like the nice music. That's like foresty.
Yeah. I know you're
Forgot
talking about.
its name.
I
Yeah,
forgot what it's called.
beautiful, beautiful. But in all, I'm not like I'm excited for everybody else that's excited about it, but I think I'm gonna be more excited if they remake Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor more.
Yeah, I want a full remake of. I would love to see like what is an updated Tirisfal, like full remake of Tirisfal Glades
Yes,
and
yes,
Silver
yes,
Pine
yes, yes, yes.
Forest. Like I would love to see
Oh,
what that looks like.
absolutely.
Because if you go to Silver Pine Forest right now, Sylvanas is still there commanding the undead to do things. And
Yeah.
I would love to see it. I generally I want a cataclysm effect again, where we're updating all these zones to the present day timeline.
Yeah.
Uh, we kind of have gotten that here and there, where there was like some updates, like during Dragonflight, to kind of bring it to the modern day. But I would love to see it more in some of these
I
older zones.
understand though that they're not gonna. I personally don't want them to recreate the entire world at once.
Oh no
Because
no no
then
no no!
what
Just
then?
yeah
I think it's good to have this the way to do it right now with, you know, just Quality the Loss
yeah.
and with potentially, but like think of all these other zones that have so much story that could have now evolved. Like Undead, obviously. A lot has
Mm-hmm.
happened to them. Night Elves, yes, we got Belameth, but it's in the Dragon Isles. So what about Darkshore and all these other, you know, Night
Yeah.
Elf zones? Like I want to see them being remade. I would also love to see that the Stratholme remade. That city has been burning since what? Since World of Warcraft, since like the
Yeah.
not even the real World of Warcraft, like the one that was before the Warcraft games. What were they called?
The RTS games, Warcraft.
Yeah, like it's been burning since then. Let's. What does it look like now? Is it still burning? You know, that I see that there's just so much potential for that, and I just get
Yeah.
so excited when I even think of the possibilities.
Give me
Um,
a updated Westfall. Oh, and it just transitioned into the the backdrop for the podcast right now. Just switch to Stormwind, which is very ironic because I'm talking about Westfall.
play.
I want to see what an updated Westfall looks like, and let's talk about how the Human Kingdom has still failed Westfall after all these years. Like, I
Mhm.
want to know what's been happening. Is it still in poverty? Is it still falling apart? Like, or has the Human Kingdom come in and updated it since then? And is there less poverty stricken people in there? They've renovated the
Yeah.
roads. Like, I would love to know what that looks like.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I agree with you. There's so much potential for them. And it's like at the same time, it almost makes it a little easier for them because they don't have to come up with something new. They get to recreate old stuff and already play with material that is around. And people would probably be more excited about, for example, them remaking their Azure Mist Isles, is that what they're called? Like the
Yeah.
Draenei starting zone, than them creating like, oh my god, this new island came out of the fog and we're gonna go there. And you know, like I
Yeah.
think that I personally would love that fantasy way, way more. And obviously, always give us the options to go back to the old zone with Zadormi. That's super important. I don't want
Yeah.
old Cloth Velas to be gone forever. That would be really sad. Like some of the classic zones are gone forever. So I think that's good. But yeah, so much potential.
I agree. So now let's get into there was a little rumor, a little survey that was going around that apparently talked about some potential future specializations that Blizzard was considering. Now,
Yeah.
I cannot
Is
verify whether or not this was an actual survey that came
okay.
from Blizzard or not, but apparently a few people have gotten this survey. It's
Yeah.
just a
Is it the one
randomized
that's like apparently made in Germany?
that I have no idea. All
Okay.
I know is it is the literal question that it poses to people is it says, which of the following concepts do you find most appealing as a potential
Ah,
new
I've
class
heard about the survey.
specialization in World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
No idea if it's real or not, but
Yeah.
we can talk about it. Rumors and gossip. So,
Sure. I mean, it's also just fun to, you know, brainstorm.
yeah, I'm going to read these. I'm going to read one off, and then we're going to say, is it
Okay.
chopped or is it not chopped? And
Okay.
what you would like to see from it. So the first is a healing hunter. It's
Chop.
a oh, it's
Don't
a
care.
listen. I'll read that. There's a little description for each. It says, utilizing a melee and ranged arsenal, team up with your pet to disperse bandages, medicine, and tinctures to those in need.
Chop. Chop. Chop Arena. Chop Olympics.
Chop
Chopaholic.
Olympics, Mama.
I'm so sorry. Chopiana Boots. I don't care.
She's in the
I don't
dumpster.
care. If I'm dying and your pet brings me a bandage, let me die. Just let me rest.
I'll take the
Let me
pet
rest
out with
early.
me at that
No,
point.
I'm good. Good night, Diva. Goodbye.
Could you imagine
Ew.
you're like crawling on the battlefield dying, and like a feral cat comes over with a bandage in its mouth?
Okay, can I have I'm gonna make a suggestion to make this quaint, okay?
Yeah.
So instead of you being a hunter with a nasty ass pet bringing you bandages like soaked in its saliva, how about like you're this sort of like beast sorcerer, and you I don't know, you bring this like celestial being, like let's say this
Yeah.
like tiger that is infused with the light, and that tiger helps heal. I think that would be really cool. Like what is that one class in Final Fantasy 14 where you bring out these like little pets that are
It's
like
like the
shiny?
summoners. Is that what
Summoner? Yeah, something like that. I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Like a summoner that is a healer based on like pets. I think that would be cool. But the fantasy of like a classic hunter, nah. Mm-mm,
Yeah, I
chop.
agree with that. It's like I'm summoning not like spirit animals, but like these elemental.
Like
I would love
celestial
that.
beings. I don't know.
Celestial like creatures. Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah. They look a little weird even. Like I would
Yeah.
love that. That would be
Uh,
that fantasy I live for.
yeah, I would live for that. The next is this is so stupid. Support priest. Bless allies with inner fire, increasing their effectiveness in battle. Smite enemies with bolts of light to build up divine power, eventually performing holy words which can burn enemies to ash.
Mm, that already exists,
That
kind
already
of.
exists. That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know. Like
saying.
like discipline priest. I know it's not a support, but priest already has like PI and stuff. I don't know. Like I think support specs are a really fun thing to play around, but Aug Evoker has caused probably so much controversy, and people hate
Yeah.
it or they love it. But it makes balancing endgame incredibly hard, and it restricts a lot of groups because it just becomes either incredibly overpowered or just nothing, like
Yeah.
completely useless, like a dead spec. So I love the idea of support specs, but I don't think priest is the one that should get it.
I agree. I'm fully with that, and I think that there's a cooler mechanic here than like inner fire, light,
Absolutely.
bolts of
It sounds
light.
recycled. It sounds
Yeah.
really recycled. There's nothing new about it.
The next is oh yeah, so I'm officially chopped for me.
Okay, me too. Chop.
Next class, ranged DPS monk. Overload your
Oh,
inner spirit, manifesting your chi as crackling lightning bolts and sharp projectiles. Bends the flow of the target's own spirit, disrupting and unraveling them from within while maintaining their own perfect spiritual balance.
Quant. I love
Coins.
that.
Yeah. I love the
No,
idea of this.
that sounds fierce. That sounds like a diva that gives you like the craziest stare and manipulates your chi from far away. Love that.
Yeah.
That sounds fierce.
I love the
Into
idea
it.
of this. I also like the playfulness of sharp projectiles mixed with like spiritual balance. So you could be like
Mhm.
throwing like kunai while also like
Yeah.
empowering your weapons with chi and like I don't know. I think it's
Yes. Give me my
sickening.
Naruto fantasy. I love that. No, I think
Yeah.
that's great.
I would love it. Next, I think this is a given and probably the most popular tank shaman. Master the element of earth, raise boulders as physical shields or to shatter against your enemies, manipulate terrain to hinder and disable enemies, and harness the earth's deep latent energies to fortify and empower yourself.
I don't understand why that's not already in the game.
I agree. I don't understand why we don't already have a tank shaman.
That should have been default since classic, in my opinion.
Agreed. Like if you're gonna
Also,
give
I
us,
always always imagine Toph from Avatar, where the way she like the way she like bends elements and the way she bends earth to be a shield, it could be so cool. They could make this
I love it.
so good. They could make this so good. I would love it.
I'm gonna say something a little controversial. I think the best elemental controller shamanistic esque take I've ever seen of this is actually in Guild Wars 2. I
Mhm,
love their elementalist
mhm.
uh class
So
that's in
hard
the
to
game.
play though.
Very hard to
It's so
play,
hard to
but
play.
I love it because you can constantly flip between heals, tanking,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
DPS, like on the fly, depending on what
It is the
element.
true avatar of like
Yeah,
MMOs. It really is. You have 4 elements and you get 5 new spells depending on what elements you swap to. Probably incredibly complicated to play, but
yeah,
the fantasy nailed 100%.
yeah. So give us that tankiness. I love it. Not chopped. That is
In
that
general, I'm
the
gonna say
slay.
something that might be like a hot take, but I think it's okay to get a little inspired from other MMOs.
Absolutely.
Like
Like,
they all inspire each other. Give me a World of Warcraft illusionist mage like a mesmer.
oh my god, if they brought
And
like
make
a
and make
mesmer,
make that a support spec. Make that like
oh
a CC crowd control like support spec. Why not?
girl, give me that needs to be an extra mage spec. Is just
Honestly, that gets me so excited. Just the idea of that existing. I'm like, yes,
yeah.
give me that.
And for any of the girls out there that have never played Guild Wars 2, Mesmer is such a I've never
It
seen
is
it replicated in any other
it
MMORPG.
is one of the coolest classes I've ever played. It's
Yeah.
until this day my main in the game.
Yeah, it's so
It is
cool.
so cool. And then all the specializations that they added, like Virtuoso with the daggers. I could talk about this forever. It's so
Yeah.
good.
No, highly give Miss Guild Wars 2 her flowers because
Absolutely.
she
Love Guild
eats.
Wars
She
2. I
eats.
really love Guild Wars 2. Yeah.
The next spec, Tank Rogue. Deft duelists who use their precision for protection, deflecting blows with parries and quick dodges. They utilize poisons to weaken their foes and tinctures mid-battle to restore their health. I think it's a chop for me.
I think it's a chop diva.
I
The
feel like
second you said rogue, I like twitched. No.
I think it's a chop because for me personally, I don't understand the point of like deflecting blows, parries, and quick dodges. Just give that to normal rogues. Like,
Literally.
why is
Literally.
that like a
No.
tanky thing?
It's
Um,
not a thing for me. What I could see for rogue is a ranged either healer or DPS where they're based all on alchemy and poisons.
yeah,
That could be cool. Like a complete like you know how Rogue has like the outlaw, which is like a pirate basically. I think that's cool. And then you have like subtlety, which is like like a ninja, and then like assassin. Give
yeah,
it like this like crazy alchemist that is all about poison. Why not?
yeah.
Why
Why
not? And he
not?
makes his own little mixtures. I think that would be cool.
Yeah,
And it would still kind of fit in the archetype of rogue, especially in World of Warcraft because all the poisons. But it would still be like a new fantasy.
I agree. I like that. I've was leveling up like an assassination rogue in Remix, and I loved like all the poison fantasy of it all. So yeah, give us
Mm,
more of that.
yeah,
So chop for me.
chop.
The next is ranged DPS priest holy. A radiant caster that scorches foes with searing smites and consecrating flames ascend into an angelic form, channeling pure, unbroken beams of celestial radiance that pierce through ranks of enemies.
Mm. I'm 50-50 on this
Same. I
because I just feel like the element of holy is so represented in World of Warcraft all the time
yeah.
with paladin and with priest. Like I have this like D&D fantasy of like this inquisitor angel that is kind of like mean and really like judgmental, but then we already have that in paladin in my opinion. I don't
Yeah.
know.
For me, I do agree. It is a bit annoying if I do want to play like a DPS priest, I have to make my character somehow practice void magic in order
Mm,
to injure anyone, which
yeah.
I think is annoying for me.
Yeah, you're right. You're
But
right.
I don't know if it needs to be like I mean, I guess it could be its own specialization with its own like maybe it focuses more on dots
Yeah.
and or something along those lines or like the holy flame, I guess. I do like the idea
Or
of
it could
like
be like a fire mage, but holy fire. But then
but we
that
all
sounds like almost like a reskin to me and not like a new
yeah.
fantasy.
I do like the idea of like an angelic form. I think that is like interesting. Like maybe like you become a
Mhm.
pure
Yeah, 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 yeah,
a
yeah.
being of pure light, much like how you become a being of like pure void as a shadow priest. It's like taking it
Yes.
to like the full other opposite spectrum. I maybe this is like a not a full chop for
Same.
me.
Same. I agree. It could be really cool, but it could also be like a reskin, which
Yeah.
I feel like if they're gonna add new specs, make it a new fantasy. That's
Yeah.
all I'm asking for.
You know what would be really No. Okay, we won't get into it. That's just me fantasizing about it. Anyway,
Okay.
next up, support paladin, which we already have, sort of. Perform holy rites and channel the light to bestow potent blessings on allies. Consecrate their armor for resilience and their weaponry to strike with precision and power, and bolster their spirits to amplify inner strengths.
Mm-hmm. Whatever. I
I
mean, it's okay. I'm not
uh
against it. I'm also not like obsessed with it.
yeah, I'm not gagging. I
It
think
would
we
basically be an augmentation evoker, but with light.
Yep. That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
uh Next, this is interesting. Tank Warlock.
Oh. Oh.
Channeling fell energies through maces and runed shields. These warlocks ward themselves and their allies from danger. They command a host of demons, siphoning their essence for vitality, binding their souls to share incoming damage, or unleashing them in waves to overwhelm their enemies. So the way that I'm imagining this is like they can heal themselves very quickly by summoning a demon and then quickly killing it and getting the health and then shielding themselves with runes. I don't know if I like the description of this, but I like the idea of a tanky warlock.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. The idea of a tanky warlock is so cool.
Yeah.
But a tank for me needs to be all about the tank. Like it needs to like the logic of a tank is there's this one person that goes "Roar," and all the
Yeah.
mobs are like, no, this is the one we have to take out first. So instead of you summoning demons, please, no, I don't like that. I really don't like
Agreed.
that. Why don't you empower yourself with the demon?
Mhm.
You sacrificing a demon, but then you empower yourself, I'm here for it. But summoning it so that the demon helps you, no. Like just give it like a crazy demon form or something that they go
Yeah.
into, or they themselves turn into a Felguard or something. I don't know, like that. I could
Yeah.
see that.
I would love, okay, this is my headcanon brain that I would love. I would love a tank warlock that the class fantasy of it all is you are further corrupting your soul and your body with fell magic. So you are, like you said, becoming like a demonic form, but you
Mhm.
also need to like not go too far because like it's there's what class is this? There, okay, this is me putting my Secret World, the MMORPG that I played. There is a class in Secret World where you are balancing. You have to keep your energies in balance. So if it goes
Mhm.
too far in one way, you get really good positive benefits in this direction, but you also get negative effects in this
Mhm.
direction. So it's all about
Mhm.
like balancing your body to take in all this fell energy, but then also needing to
I love
purge
that.
it
That
in
sounds so cool.
because then you're like, I don't want to become too demonic and like let
Yeah.
this take over who I am.
And that already exists. That already exists with monk tanks. Don't get me wrong. I don't know everything about tanks,
Yeah.
monks, but I know that they have this like, what is it called?
Like the
Anyway,
alcohol.
they take damage and then they take it slowly and then they use buttons to reduce the backlog of the damage that they've stored.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know.
Something,
That
yeah.
would be, I can totally see that, but please, for the love of God, please don't let us summon any more demons. It
I'm
also
so
just
over
sounds
it.
messy. It just sounds so messy. Like you send a demon there, but then what if you didn't want to pull that? But then the demon is already there. How do you, like as a character, you just jump away. But I don't know. That sounds messy. Please don't do it.
I'm right there with you. Uh it chop for the description that they have, but I'm here for the idea.
Exactly same.
So next is ranged DPS Death Knight. Unleashes the powers of a lich, wielding necrotic and frost magic to torment the souls of your enemies. Conjure corrupting phantasms, grasping hands, and chains of ice to assail your foes while avoiding death yourself within your phylactery.
I live.
I'm here for it. Like,
I'm here for it. I'm all here for like a spooky casting spec. I'm here for it.
I
I
like
would
the
absolutely try to play that. Like that's something that
same.
I would be like consider as a main.
Give me, I would love to play a Death Knight that imagine this. Ooh, my brain. I'm now living for this. Imagine you can play as a ranged DPS Death Knight, but you're using heavy armor, but you're also using a staff. And
Okay.
so you get the class fantasy of like you're casting all this like lichy necrotic magic. So you are a caster, but you also
Hmm.
have the fantasy of like having this like heavy armor knight aesthetic to you
Hmm.
that every other class doesn't get. They don't get the privilege of wearing like heavy armor.
Hmm.
I don't know if that for balancing purposes would be a nightmare, but I do like the idea of like being the only caster that is allowed to wear heavy
But
armor.
what's the point of wearing heavy armor
I think
if
just
you're a
for the look and
caster?
feel. There's no point.
Ah, okay.
Like, because
Just
it's
for
a,
the vibes.
yeah, because it's like a
For me, it's
death
like, how
knight,
does it make sense? Because you would just limit yourself, no?
I guess. It's just more so like, because if you're a death
No,
knight,
I'm not trying to shit on your idea.
no,
I'm just
you
saying
are.
it's always
No,
like,
you are.
where's the logic?
Mama, we have gnomes out here with giant
It's
swords
okay.
bigger than their body
I feel like me and
taking.
you almost never disagree, and it's okay. I feel like it's good
And
for
you're
it's healthy for a
wrong. That's good.
podcast to be a little to have different opinions. I want the complete opposite. I want a mage that is undead and that uses that. I want an undead
Okay.
spooky mage with red eyes that is
Skinny waist.
like scary, you know?
Yeah.
Like you become a wraith and you're just a
That
wraith
would be cute.
class.
I would
I
love
love
that.
that.
No, I actually do like that idea.
All
Um,
about like ghosts and necrotic magic. I don't like the frost part that much. We
yeah,
already have a frost mage.
I like when they lean into the necrotic,
Yes, give me
undead.
the spooky necrotic stuff.
Give
Yeah.
me that.
And
Um,
don't make it a pet class. We have pet
yeah,
classes.
we already have
Don't
a
make it
we
a
already
pet
have like a
class.
necromancy of sorts,
Yeah.
Death Knight.
We
And the
already have
last,
the what is it called?
uh
The green death knight that
unholy?
summons a bunch of pets.
Oh no.
Unholy. We already have that.
It's
So don't give me that.
I forgot what it's called. There's Frost,
Unholy
Unholy. Is it Unholy?
and blood. It's
Blood.
unholy,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And the last spec that is on the survey, Healer
Please be good.
Mage. Use your arcane magic to alter the reality of time to cure the wounds of your allies. Preemptively react to enemy combat by shielding and buffing allies with potent elemental magic.
It's basically a discipline priest as a mage.
I don't like this, but here's
Okay.
why. I need this to be Drustvar inspired. Give
Mhm.
me a a type of magic class that is tapping into like an unspoken restricted type of magic in order to heal allies. This just feels like to me a shaman if they're using like elemental magic and like they're also like an evoker because they're using time magic.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. It
Like,
sounds like
yeah.
the fusion of a discipline priest and a healing evoker.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not necessarily against it. Sorry, finish your point.
no. I'm not either. Like
Oh, okay.
I'm right there with you.
Uh, I'm not necessarily against it. However, I just think it's a little like whatever. It doesn't sound as exciting to me. I think it exists already in the World of Warcraft universe. Mages also tinker with time magic, and it makes sense World of Warcraft wise. I just don't think it's exciting. Like exactly what you said. There's so many other schools of magic they could be using. Drustvar, absolutely. And like you could make it like ritual magic where you they perform weird rituals that are Drustvar to heal, but then again maybe like balance it out with something negative, or a
Or
blood mage.
blood
I say this
mage. Yeah.
all the
A
time.
blood
A
mage.
blood mage could still be related to reverting damage, as in like they expend blood because they took damage, and then that powers you up, sort of like that blood lily from White Mage in Final Fantasy. I love that, where you like charge up that blood lily to then do more healing. I
Yeah.
think that would be so cool and already exists. And then make that also a DPS spec thing. Thank you. And also the Drastar, make that also a DPS spec. Thank you.
Thank
But yes,
you.
I
Thank
agree
you.
with you. So the I understand why they want to do it. It already existed also in the classic Season of Discovery. Mages were able to be healers, and it was exactly that time magic. But it doesn't excite me.
I agree. Um
I'm
one
surprised Tinker wasn't mentioned.
I think people really want a tinker class, not a spec. Like I when I think of tinker class, I think of engineer from Guild Wars 2,
Yeah.
where they're using guns, they're building turrets. I'm not excited about it. I tried playing an engineer in Guild Wars 2 and I found it very boring.
I don't like that idea at all. And so many
Yeah.
people are like, oh my God, this is time the expansion. Tinker, Tinker, Tinker. Tinker is the biggest chop for me that ever chopped. I don't care about Tinker. I don't give a F about Tinker. It is boring to me. It doesn't, I know it fits into the world because yeah, there's like these whatever gnomes. I don't care for it. I don't like it.
Just become an
Give me
engineer.
a bard.
That's why there's a
Give me a bard.
profession. Yeah, give me a bard.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want a bard.
That's what we're missing. Or the illusion mage. Give me that.
What if the Mesmer illusion class is a bard? Like they make you see the stories that they're telling and the music that they play, and
give us a new class bard and give it 3 specs that covers what we want. What we want.
Only us. Actually, Blizzard, hire us, and we're just gonna make our own class. And then you're gonna implement it. Thank you.
No, but I saw Taliesin make this idea about a bard that channels the song from the World Soul, which would make so much sense.
That makes sense.
Because you know how like everyone hears like the Radiant song and they get to channel that somehow. Yes, yes, yes. I'm here for that fantasy. Give me that.
I agree. I would love that. And I could see it in Last Titan. Like the cries of Azeroth, you're harnessing as a class. That's the perfect time. And then give us 2 other specializations that have nothing to do with that. Like I want 3 different, very different versions of a bard. If we were given a bard class.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
listen, I know that there's people internally at Blizzard that also want a bard class. So give it to us. There are people out there that want bard.
I'm sure a lot of people would want bard. I would be a bard diva instantly.
Oh, same. Well, this has been fun. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Azeroth with Attitude. We appreciate you all so much. So many episodes. I want to know, if you are watching the YouTube version, please leave a comment. What is a specialization you want to see in the game? Or
yes,
from this survey, are there any that you were like, you girls are crazy, I want this down? Because we'll debate in the comments. Okay, we'll debate.
I love it. I love reading the comments you guys always leave. They make me so happy, and I love how excited some of you get about the podcast. It really warms my heart, and we love doing these episodes, and I can't wait for more.
Same. Well, if you haven't already, please leave us a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It helps us out tremendously. And leave a like.
Subscribe on YouTube. Yes,
please.
Let's get that monetized.
Oh, please.
Please.
But this has been Azeroth with Attitude, and thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll see you all next week.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.